I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I
I am
am
California of the past.
My name is Robert Brohm. Like my father before me, I grew up in San Francisco in the Mission District. The group of guys that I ran with all came from the same church and school. The church was St. John's Lutheran Church on 22nd Street between Cap and what in the 1940s was called Van Ness Avenue South. Both my father and my grandfather were pastors or had been pastors of the church. That building escaped the 1906 earthquake with just minor damage. However, after the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, the building was red tagged and could not be used. Eventually, it was sold to a Buddhist group. That group completely and seismically upgraded the building, and it is now a Buddhist temple. The parsonage next to the church, which is on the right in the photo in front of you, was the house that my grandfather, my father, and I all lived in. That house is now home to a community of Buddhist nuns. St. John's Lutheran School was around the corner on Van Ness Avenue South near 21st Street. It was in a grand old Victorian house, which had been one of the homes of the Spreckles family. They donated it to the church when they were beckoned away to the tonier neighborhoods of Nob Hill and Pacific Heights and left the workaday Mission District. In the 1940s, the best possible of all days was a Saturday when two conditions coincided. The first was that it was baseball season and the San Francisco Seals were playing a home baseball game. Second was that at the F&G grocery at 21st and Guerrero, which is still there, was handing out free kiddie matinee vouchers in exchange for a purchase of either Kilpatrick or Langendorf bread. Cost 15 cents. Our group would meet at the theater where the free matinee was taking place, and we would go in for the show, which would be a feature film, some cartoons, and a serial. The serial always ended with a great crisis. Maybe a piano was falling out of a building about to crush someone, or somebody was about to be hit by an onrushing locomotive. We would leave the theater and speculate as to how the rescue would take place next Saturday. There always was a rescue. Then we would walk the 10 or so blocks to Seals Stadium, pay a dime to get in the bleachers, and buy a hot dog, preferably from the vendor that walked around yelling, "Red hats, hat doggies." Then we would walk through the bleachers holding up our baseball cards, trying to work a trade. The baseball cards were divided into two categories, hard guys and easy guys. And you'd walk around saying, "I'll give you 3 easy guys for 1 hard guy." And somebody would say, "Make it 5 easy guys." And you'd say, "How about 4?" And maybe you could strike a deal. In about the 4th inning, we would begin our maneuvers trying to sneak into the grandstand. Unless it was a sold-out game, maybe against the Oakland Oaks, the ushers would look the other way and let us sneak in. But we were always sure that we had made some really sly moves that buffaloed them. After the game, we would try to hang out in front of either Bal's or the Double Play, 2 bars at 16th and Bryant, and we'd listen to the guys inside either celebrating a Seals victory or drowning their sorrows. After the bartender would chase us away, we would muse with each other about how in 10 years we would be sitting in the bar having a lucky lager and replaying the game. Then we would walk back up to Mission Street. At 17th and Mission, there was a furniture store called Redlick's. On top of the store was a large sign that said 17 Reasons Why. Nobody knew reason 1, much less reason 17. Across the street from the Owl drugstore, there was a cigar store. A couple of the guys would hang around by the penny candy, and that would occupy the attention of the man behind the counter. In the back of the store, there were 2 pinball machines. A couple of us would go back there, make it look like we were watching the game, but we were actually there to see the magazine rack back in the corner that had Sunshine and Health magazines, which were features about nudist camps. And then we would hang around on Mission Street until it was time to go home for dinner. Those were the greatest Saturdays in the Mission District in the 1940s. And the whole day cost less than $1.